Good morning. Okay. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning to everybody. How are y'all doing today? Happy Monday. Happy Moon Day. Making sure everything is in place here. All righty. All righty. Hello. Good morning. We are on day 33 of the 40-day prosperity plan using this book, The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. Good morning, y'all. If you don't know who I am and you're wondering what this live stream is, my name is Devi Maisha. I am the Sensual Energy Alchemist. I am a master life coach, teacher of sacred sexuality, and my business, Sensual Energy Alchemy, reconnects Black women to their freedom, their power, and their sovereignty through their sensuality and their pleasure. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well on this Monday, this moon day. Today, we're going to talk about some magical things. I've been talking about it here and there, but I have like a list of it's a short list, and you can Google as much as you like on these things. But I'm just going to give some folks a starting point and talk a little bit about how the magic makes sense. So I'm going to talk about how the magic makes sense, that it's not just way out here, but that it actually makes some logical sense. So we're on day 33, which means we are reading statement 3 for the last time. We're reading these statements for the last time. We've got 7 days left. We've been doing this since December 21st, since the solstice. All right, statement 3. I am conscious of the inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. I'll read it again. I am conscious of the inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. And so this statement, I just want to say again, and when we close out on day 40, for those of you in the Facebook group, we are going to do another final Zoom call just to wrap things up. And I do want to do a follow-up call with you all, I think in maybe 30, 60, 90 days. I haven't decided yet. So I will go through all of the statements again and my take on them on day 40 when I go live. For this, it's just really understanding that you are always in creation mode. It's just the question becomes, what are you creating? You are always in creation mode. Are you creating scarcity? Are you creating lack? It's really, what are you choosing to create? Real quick, I think I mentioned this before, and then I'm going to get into the magical stuff. I was watching a reel, and I think I mentioned this a couple of days ago, and the guy was like, if you're gonna worry about all the things that could go wrong, why not decide to create a story about all the things that could go right? Either way, you're in creation mode. Why not choose to create what you desire instead of constantly thinking about all the things that you don't want to happen? That takes courage. Just want to say that part. All right. So we're going to talk about magical workings today. Now, I've discussed the supernatural on here before. I've talked about really just the belief in a higher power is supernatural and magical. It just that right there, the idea that there's some otherworldly being that has created all of this, that is this infinite mind of abundance. That is the belief in something that is supernatural. And that's really what magic is. When people talk about all that, the word witchcraft seems to bring up so much, because people think, oh my God, the devil and all of this other type of stuff. But really it's not. It's the crafting of utilizing and harnessing the energy of the earth that exists in combination with the energy of that divine being that lives within you, and allowing it to work together to help you create. We were given this earth. It has so much on it to assist us in our lives in so many ways. And we don't even think about it, but our ancestors did. The indigenous medicine women did. They understood that the power of prayer, of speech, of tongue, in combination with the poultice of herbs, of flowers, of something from the earth, of crystals put together, could heal someone. They weren't worshiping any of this. They were living in harmony with what existed on the earth. They were respecting the power of that abundant life force energy that lived in nature. It was understood that this same thing that created us, created the rocks and the trees and the crystals and the herbs and the food and the animals and all of the things. And so that energy that's in us is also in all of these other pieces of the earth. It's not separate from. We are intertwined. We are one and the same. So when we talk about these evil things, I want you to start to question what is evil exactly? And then assumptions are made. Well, because people are worshiping the crystals. Are they? Did you ask them? Maybe they are. I don't know. Crystals are rocks, formations in the earth. People wear them as jewelry. But to say that these same rocks don't have other properties to them? Any to who? So let's talk about some of the magical things that we can use in order to draw money to us. All right, so I talked about this a little bit before. I talked about colors. So I'm going to get a little bit more specific today. Colors for drawing money to you, attracting money to you. Obviously green if you live in the United States, or if your money is green. If you live in another country where your money is a different color, use that color. Don't just go with the American dollar. It's not the be all end all. But in this country, it's green, greenish, a pale color, if you will. So green. All right, let's use that for the money. You can use red as a form of action in combination with the green. I wouldn't use red alone, but you can use red with green to inspire action. Yellow with the green to give you new ideas. Yellow is like the thoughts. What do I want to happen here? What new ways can come to me to create money, to have cash flowing in my life? And black for releasing debt, because sometimes it's not about the money we have coming in, it's about the money we have going out. And sometimes we need to put an end to some of the money that's going out. And so you can use the color black in order to decrease your debt. I would not use the color black with the color green because I feel like it negates itself. That's just me. And here's my take on magical workings. You will find 1,600,593 whatever ways to do something. You will find these people telling you this is the right way, that's the right way, this is the right way, that's the way, don't do it this way, don't do it that way. I think at the end of the day, you are connected to the divine abundance. You let that connection guide you. Listen to others and see what works for them. There are certain universal laws that just exist, absolutely. But sometimes something requires a little tweaking different than what someone else might have said. So I am not here to give you hard and fast rules of do it this way. If you really feel like spirit is calling you to light a pink candle for your money working, and you say, I can't do that because Maisha said green is the color, you better listen to what spirit is telling you to do over me. I don't know why you're being called to light that color. Your soul has its own journey. So hear what I'm saying, but you must learn sovereignty. You must learn to listen. You must learn to trust yourself. Really. because that connection is one-on-one. So green usually works for money. Red combined with green, if you'd like some action, you're not sure, you're feeling a little lethargic, you could throw on a red color. Yellow if you need some ideas with the money. And I say black by itself to release anything, because you don't want the black to release the green. You want the black to release the debt. So that's why I wouldn't put it together. And that's why for me, it would bump heads with each other. Okay. But again, you're listening to yourself. Good morning. All right. Best days for money working. Thursday is generally the best day. Thursday is also Jupiter's day. Jupiter, the planet, stands for abundance and expansion. It's a very large planet. Right? And so Thursday tends to be a really good day. Colors for Thursday are purple and green. Aha, green. Here we go again. Purple is a power color. So you can like both. You can like one or the other if you want to do magical working on Thursdays. A secondary day to me, and remember, I said all the days of the week before, and I mean, any day can be good for anything if that's what you're being called to do. Sunday is another good day for money working, because Sunday is all about power. It is about yellow. It is about gold. Those are the colors for Sunday. It is the sun. It is expansive, burning brightly. And so Sunday can also be a good day for money working. So Thursdays and Sundays for me are good days. Somebody else might say Friday for the love of money. Listen, okay, if you're a speaker, you may want to also light your candle on Wednesday, which is day of communication. Right? That's Mercury's day. Right? How you speak. What are you doing? What are you saying? You might want to put the green candle with your blue candle. Okay, so that's why I'm saying there are ways to combine all of this. I'm just giving some basics for folks who may have never heard about this before. All right, herbs. All herbs aren't herbs, but we call them herbs. Some are like plants or whatever, but we call it all herbs. So I'm just going to say herbs. Herbs for money. I'm just going to list a few. Again, y'all can Google. There's a ton of resources out there. Use your discernment. So these are just some basics. Cinnamon. Cinnamon brings money faster to you. There are times I would sprinkle cinnamon. I might start doing it again. I would sprinkle cinnamon in my wallet. In fact, when I went to get a new wallet, because I wanted to get a new wallet, I got a green one because for obvious reasons, right? So my wallet is green. And I was looking at the different wallets and I was like, and it had to be a wallet that called to me. I didn't just want any wallet. Like the wallet had to say, yes, I love my wallet right now. So cinnamon, you can sprinkle cinnamon inside of your wallet to help bring money to you faster. You can sprinkle cinnamon on anything having to do with your money, by the way, if you get your bank statements in the mail or something like that. But the wallet is the thing that we're using all the time. Basil, mint, allspice, nutmeg, and parsley. All of these are used in money workings as well. They are, there's a sweetness to them. The fast growing herbs, anything that grows fast. So this is what's called, there's a word for it that has flown completely out of sympathetic magic. It's taking something in our life and attributing its qualities to the thing we want to happen. So for instance, and I'm going to get to animals, rabbits often signify wealth and fertility and all that stuff because it's so fast, right? It's so quick. And so we take that idea of rabbits being able to just multiply greatly and we apply that to our desire to have our money multiply greatly. That's what we're doing there. Okay, that's the trickery. Okay, you're taking the thing that exists in nature and you're taking that idea to apply it to your desires. Right, so back to the herbs and plants: cinnamon, basil, mint, allspice, nutmeg, and parsley. Crystals. I mean, green crystals, hands down. Again, we're going back to the color green. Anything green, right? You want to wear green, green. Okay. Even if you look at St. Patrick's Day, the little leprechaun dressed in green, looking for the pot of gold. Okay, so green crystals for sure. Aventurine and jade, specifically jade is a magnificent crystal. But any forms of jade can work for money, but obviously green is going to be really powerful. I have a jade crystal that my father got me from China. I generally I don't wear it, but it always stays powered in my altar space to do its work, right? Um, Pyrite looks like gold, like fool's gold. Pyrite is another crystal, well, not crystal, but that you can use. Tiger's eye, clear quartz, citrine. Colt's foot leaf is a crazy money amplifier, especially when used with other correspondences. Thank you, Terry. I knew y'all were going to come through with all the things in the chats. So yes, pyrite, tiger's eye, clear quartz, and citrine are also stones that you can use to bring money to you. As for metals, gold and silver, you got gold, you got silver. It speaks for itself. Put it on your altar if you've got it. Diamonds if you have it. You got diamonds, even if you have a little one. Okay, you can use that in your money workings. Any stone that makes you feel wealthy, because that's what's most important. Right? Are you connected to this? Don't use something that you're not connected to because somebody else told you to use it. You need to have the connection. Then the connection is so important. All right, animals. You got elephants, which are associated with strength, wisdom, and prosperity. They are also the animal that represents Ganesha, the god of luck, wealth, and abundance. I'm going to talk about deities in a minute because there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm going to tell you my take on deities. Okay. So elephants, rabbits. I mentioned rabbits, right? Fertility, lots of stuff happening there, happening quickly. Bulls, and I also think bear. And so with the stock market, the bull market is when everything's like, yeah, we're making our money. The bear market is like, ooh, we need to be conservative. It's like the bull is the up, the bear is the down. So of course, you know, the bull, yes, charging forward with my wealth, go for it. That I get all that, the strength in it for sure. But the bear, see, the bear market is where people actually make a lot of money. When the stocks are down and everybody swoops in and they buy up the stock. The bear market is where a lot of money is made. Bears know how to conserve. Bears know how to save. Bears know when to hibernate. They know when to come out, right? They're in a rush. They will take their time. They're like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to rest, but then I'm going to come out and it's on and popping. I think that bears have a lot to teach us when it comes to money. You know, it's kind of like that Kenny Loggins. No, y'all, that's a Kenny Rogers, not Kenny Loggins. Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. That's the bear. So I would include bears in that. Cycles. They understand cycles, right? And that's important because wealth and money go through cycles. So again, elephants, rabbits, bulls, bears. There are more depending on the cultures. Some it was fish, some turtles. There are, depending on the culture you come from, there are lots of different animals that can be attributed to wealth, to prosperity. Ladybugs are attributed to that as well. I don't want people holding a bunch of ladybugs hostage though, right? But when you see them, that's, ooh, prosperity and good fortune is coming my way, okay? So I want to talk about, okay, what if I do all these things and the money doesn't come to me? Oh, wait, let me talk about deities first. I've been studying what people call witchcraft and spell work probably since I was in my teens. The occult, communing with other dimensions. I've been studying that and doing that since I was since at least 15 years old. And I've had experiences before that, but really started to get into it then, and then started to get into studying deities a bit in my early 20s, and magical workings and spell work and all of that stuff. So I've been, it's been, and then I studied with a coven for a while. It's been a lot of study. And yet I did not necessarily see the outcome of those studies the way I thought I should. Y'all have heard me. I went at, homelessness and poverty and all of this stuff was happening. Um, oh, that leads into the last part. I'll get into that in a minute. Well, in my studies, because it kind of all goes together, but let me stick with one portion of this focus. In my studies, as I studied deities and pantheons, and noticed that there were so many similarities between pantheons because, well, people travel and they take with them their stories. For me, there were 2 ways to look at it, and there could be more, but for me, there were 2 ways to look at it. One is that these were actual beings that were here on this planet, helped uh, humanity grow. There, there's actually some evidence that shows that we have DNA in us that's not, I don't want to say of this earth, but it's a hidden code of DNA that scientists are still trying to explain. It's missing a piece. I'm still wanting to study on that, but it seems fascinating to me. Um, but that these beings were not from here and they came here and helped us create what we've created. There's that thought process. I'm not, I can't, I'm not adverse to it. It sounds interesting. There's the other thought process for me that deities represent pieces of humanity, parts of who we are. We anthropomorphize, got that word, deities. We give them human qualities. And so if we needed to deal with rage and destruction because something happened to us, well, here is this deity named Oya that represents that part of us. Maybe Oya is real, maybe not, but it represents that part of us. Oshun represents that sensual side of us. And if we feel like we don't have enough of that in us, we might call upon the name of that deity to increase that in us. You could also not call upon the name of that deity to increase it in you, but maybe for some people, it's easier to have a visualization of the aspect. Does that make sense? For some people, it helps to have a name and a visualization and to take that attribute and have it in some type of form that makes it a little bit easier to digest that part of their humanity. So that's another way to look at deities. And then you just look at them as deities. However you choose to do it is up to you. But I'm saying this for people who think that deities are like this, again, so much that we've been taught, and it's like that's all very wrong, and it means that there's a whole bunch of gods. Let me tell you that in all the pantheons that I've studied, there's always been one main major god. There's always been some one force that made all the rest. If you that I have not found a pantheon yet that did not exist, and it was different aspects of that main life force energy. So I just wanted to say that is a way to look at deities if you choose to work with them. Each deity has their own calling card, their own way of working with them, and it's important that you establish your relationship with them. To me, in Christianity, it's like working with the angels. You call upon different angels for things, right? You don't just call upon God. You call upon, this archangel over here, and you're calling upon, Michael over here for this one, and right. So similar concepts, y'all. It's not really all that different. It's just not. We make it different because of dogma and because of our own prejudices. Okay. All right. So now getting back to what if I do all this and the money doesn't come or doesn't stay? So like I said, I've been studying all this stuff for a while. And one would think that if you're studying all this stuff and you're in tune with it, then things should just be working out for you. No, for a couple of reasons. I'm going to name some. This goes back to being clear on your desires and getting in alignment. If you're not clear on what you want, it's just all haphazard. There's no roadmap for the energy to follow. There's no roadmap for the energy to go forth into. So when you're lighting these candles and you're calling upon whatever, and you're utilizing the energy of the animals, you're gathering up this energy to align with this infinite abundant prosperity in you, so that this energy can go forth into its path and create the thing that you would like to create. If you're not clear or in alignment, that energy just ping pongs everywhere, sometimes creating more chaos like it did in my life. All the energy's there, and energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So that's why I said you're always creating something. You cannot destroy the energy. So what is it going to do? It's going to do whatever it does, in no particular order and or direction, because it wasn't given any. I was doing a lot of that. You might need to learn some specific soul lessons first. Some people call it karma, whatever you want to call it. Karma's not like this bad thing. You're here, in my opinion, and my belief system, and you don't have to hold this. Soul came and it's like, there's some things I want to experience. It's like, let me pack my bag and go down to earth and see what's good. What does this town have to offer? Certain things I want to learn. Of course, for some reason, I have amnesia and forget them once I go through the birth canal, which kind of pisses me off because I wish we remembered that stuff. But I'm here to learn some lessons. And maybe before certain levels of things happen, there's a way that I need to be prepared for it. Otherwise, for me to have the thing would actually make my life worse. So what do y'all say in church? It's not a denial, it's a delay or something like that. Right? That it's literally like, hold fast. If you're given this now, it's going to blow up in the worst way. There's some things you need to work through. You might need to work through some money trauma. We talked about money trauma when we did the first 10 statements. Like, you might just be blocking your blessings. You might just, again, you might be like, I want the money, but I don't want to be like those people, like I was talking about yesterday. It's like somebody's like, I want a loving relationship, but all men cheat, no women are gold diggers. Okay, you can't, you're doing this. So maybe you need to work through your money trauma, and that's why it's not flowing like you'd like it to. And the last and biggest piece is belief. Trust. We talked about trust. Reminds me of Prince's song from Batman. Trust. Who do you trust? Okay. Sorry, y'all. If you are doing all of this stuff, but you don't trust in yourself, in that infinite abundance that flows through you, you don't really trust it'll happen. You don't have any belief in it, but you're doing the things. It's performative. No. You'll get a trickle. You get a little something, because the energy will be, but it won't come to you the way you'd like it to, because you don't believe it. So all of these things we can do, sure, we can do them. Yeah, you can light it. Yeah. And sometimes that is the start. Sometimes the lighting of a candle, you don't believe it the first day, the second day, the 15th, the 45th, but maybe on the 72nd day of lighting a candle. And I love what M. Rain says. Shout out to M. Rain, the magical mystic. You know, she's like, look, you just get them votive candles from the dollar store because it's about your intention and energy. So on the 72nd day, you start to be like, yeah, no, I get it. It becomes a meditative practice for you. You start to feel into it more. And before you know it, shifts start to happen. But it wasn't the candle that did it. Okay, we're not giving the candle the power. The candle began to help you amplify your power. The animals, the crystals, the stones, the herbs, amplifying you. That's what it's doing. But it's important for you to trust, believe in the magic of God, Allah, Yahweh. If you don't believe in that magic, the magic of Goddess, then the rest of the magic isn't going to really land either. Okay, so those are magical things that you can do, just some basics, if you will, to help draw money to you. But remember, if you're doing this work just in a performative sense, but you're not clear on your desires, you're not in alignment, you are still dealing with money trauma, and in the sense that you think that people who have money are selfish, and you don't have any belief. I mean, why would you even begin though to like the stuff to like, bring me money. I command you. No. No. And don't work with deities and try to do that either, okay? No. So work through those 4 things first, and guess what? If you work through those things, you may or may not need to light any candles. You may or may not need to work with any animals or crystals. These are just add-ons. These are additions to. These are toppings on your ice cream. You are the ice cream. The rest of these are the sprinkles and the cherries and the whipped cream and the syrup and the brownies. Oof, can't wait till it's warmer. Okay? All right. Day 33. Let's wrap it up. Statement 3. I am conscious of the inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. I am conscious of the inner presence as my lavish abundance. I am conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. And so that is, hey, Natalia, yes, you're so welcome. That is it for today. Just a quick recap. I'll go through this quick recap. If you're looking to do magical workings with money, colors, let's just go with green for money, yellow for new ideas of how to make money, red for giving you some action and vitality around creating money, black by itself to release debt, because sometimes the money is good, the debt is not. Okay, best days for money workings: Thursday, Jupiter's day, really great day for money working. Sunday is a secondary day. The colors are yellow and gold for Sunday, which also match abundance and wealth and prosperity. Herbs and plants: cinnamon, basil, mint, allspice, nutmeg, parsley are just to name a few. This is not an exhaustive list. Okay, there are many more. Crystals, green crystals, absolutely. And then aventurine and jade specifically, really, really great for money workings. Pyrite, which we also call fool's gold, tiger's eye, clear quartz, citrine are also great for drawing money to you. And again, that list is not it. There are a lot more. There are a lot more that you can use. Metals, gold or silver, if you have it. And going back to our precious stones, diamonds. Those are great for drawing money to you. Animals that represent wealth: elephants, rabbits, bulls. I threw in bears. And there are many, many more depending on your culture or background. So those are just a few things that you can add to your money workings in order to increase them. I think that's it for today. I don't feel like making, look, yes, Thursday and Sundays. Just my quick announcements. Sensual Oasis for Black women. That is my membership group. You are welcome to come on in. Membership is $25 a month right now through January 31st. If you join now, it will be $25 a month for you as long as you are a member. Once February 1st hits, the membership goes up to $97 a month. You can go to the Sensual Oasis for Black women to find out more. You also have a 7-day trial, so you can join, check it out. If for some reason you're like, it's not for me, you can exit, but you're going to want to stay. Okay. But there's no contract. It's month to month. So you can come on in and check me out, ladies. Black Tantra Group is having our retreat April 25th through the 28th in the Northern Virginia area. You can actually get 10% off of your discount, off of your deposit by using code BTG. That's for Black Tantra Group. BTG 2024 for 10% off. This retreat is for singles and couples. We will be diving into a sacred sexuality, erotic shadow work, sex magic, finding your wealth frequency, meditation, breath work, all to not just enhance your sex life, but really how this flows into your entire life and how it can be healing. This retreat is for singles, couples, men and women. Black Tantra Group serves men and women of the African diaspora. Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. We are having our brunch May 5th in the New York City area. Most likely it'll be in New Jersey, so it'll be accessible by plane, train, automobile, and anything else you'd like to take. So we're going to find a spot with parking. We're doing that May 5th. It's Sunday. It's Cinco de Mayo. That's not why we chose it. It's just that we chose May 5th. So you can get on our mailing list, Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. I would love to meet you. If you are anywhere between the DC area and like Connecticut and want to drive on in, hell, you can fly in from California. We'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you. There are 5 of us for Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. There are 4 of us for Black Tantra Group. Lots going on. And the last link is mine, a link in bio. I am hosting Sensual Open Houses every Sunday in February. You can join one, you can join all 4. These are free. They will be at 3 p.m. on Sundays in February. February's Valentine's Day. I know it's Lovers Month. We're going to go over some taboos and fears around our sexuality and our self-pleasure and how we as women feel about our bodies and how we feel about our sensuality. We're going to dive into all of that each Sunday. So it's a series. You can, like I said, you can come on one Sunday, you can come on all 4 Sundays, and you can sign up through the link in bio there, and you will see it as a listing. Again, it's free. It is the Sensual Open House. It is happening every Sunday in February for our Lovers Month. We're going to throw some Black history in there too, y'all, in a very sensual way. You'll see. You'll see. So go ahead, ladies, and sign up for the Sensual Open House. All right, that is it for today. Happy Moon Day. Happy Monday. Day 33 is wrapped up. We have 7 more days left. I will be back here tomorrow, always around 9-ish, somewhere between 8:50 and 9:15. I come on, depending on how my morning flows. But I will see you tomorrow for day 34. Enjoy your day, all. Have a good one.